National. I'm walking through the pro shop on this particular day, and I see the lights on in Anthony's office. The door's open. I said, "Hey, boss man, what's up? Can I have a seat?" I had about 5 minutes before I had to teach a golf lesson. "Yeah, come on in." And so the two of us, he and I, were talking about nothing in particular when all of a sudden we heard the phone ring right around the corner in the pro shop. And the young assistant behind the counter answered the phone. "Thank you for calling the Western Mission Hills Pete Dye Golf Shop. This is Matt speaking. How may I help you?" Now, nothing about that caught our attention. But what Matt said next did. "No, sir, no one's turned in a wallet." "No, I'm looking right here. If there was a wallet here, I would know. This is where they turn them in." "Sir, I'm telling you, there's no wallet here." Now, Anthony and I are looking in one another's eyes, but I can tell his attention is completely on the conversation that's going on, the lack of customer service, the slipshod service, shall we say, in the other room. And then we heard Matt continue. "Yeah, well, why don't you just call back? Maybe someone will Oh, you want me to get your number? Hang on. I get pretty busy in here, but I'll try to, yeah, go ahead, fire away. What's your number?" And that's when Anthony stood up and said, "Excuse me, Bobby." And he walked around the corner, presumably to take care of what was not satisfactory service going on within earshot of us. And as Anthony walked by me, my mind wandered to a time 10 years before that. Now, let me say that again. I'll get into what Anthony and Matt said in just a moment. But as he walked by me, my mind wandered to 10 years before that when I was giving a golf lesson to Bruce Nordstrom of the Nordstrom store. He was the chairman at the time, the century-old retail giant. And whether you know this or not, if you buy something at Nordstrom and you decide you want to bring it back, you may do so. That day, a year from now, 10 years from now, it doesn't matter, with or without a receipt. Whether you've worn the garment, whether the garment is even recognizable anymore, clean, dirty, washed, it doesn't matter. You bring it back and get a full refund. All they ask is that you treat them fairly, and you get to decide what fairly is. They'll give you a refund if you want your money back. And as I'm finishing up this golf lesson with Mr. Nordstrom, I said, "Mr. Nordstrom, I've been wanting to tell you this. My girlfriend says she thinks you're probably a really nice man because of your return policy." He spoke in these pear-shaped tones with a very resonant voice. He said, "Bobby, what is your girlfriend's name?" I said, "Courtney." He said, "Will you tell Courtney from me that I hope I'm a nice man? I certainly strive to be, but me being a nice man has nothing to do with my return policy. I have that return policy in place because I am a greedy man. And I know that if I treat my customers with loyalty and respect, then I'll always have customers. And while I might get beaten on this deal or that deal, or taken advantage of by this person or that person, it will be more than made up for in the fact that I'll always have legions of loyal customers flocking to my 152 stores. Bobby, you can never lose by taking too good a care of your customer." Returning to the here and now, I had to look around the corner to see Anthony approaching the counter, but he got there too late. Anthony got there just as Matt hung up the phone. When Matt hung up, he's eye to eye with Anthony. Anthony looked at the piece of paper and said, "What's his name?" Oh gosh, Matt had to sheepishly admit he wasn't even, Mike? I think he said his name was Mike. I'm really not sure. Mike, maybe. Anthony picked up the piece of paper and dialed the number, and the phone rang, and the guy answered a couple seconds later. And Anthony said, "Yes, sir, this is Anthony Holder. I'm the director of golf at the Western Mission Hills. I understand you lost your wallet, but I'm afraid I didn't catch your name." "Ah, Mike. Mike, listen, I'm sorry this happened, and I know this is unsettling, but I'm going to try to help you find that. Can you tell me what cart number you had today?" "Oh, you don't know? That's no problem. Tell me then what time you teed off." 10:32. Excellent. That means you were in either cart number 7 or 11. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go find your wallet. If it's here, I'll come up with it. Either way, I'll call you back within 15 minutes. It's now 4:30. I'll call you back by 4:45. Does that work with your schedule?" Finally, Anthony hung up and walked right out the door. He didn't say a word to Matt about it. Now, I had to go teach a golf lesson, so I didn't get to find out what happened. But about 2 weeks later, I'm walking through the pro shop again, and I slid by, and I see Matt behind the counter again, and I see Anthony in his office, and it all came back to me. Hey, how'd this shake out? So I walked in, I said, "Hey, boss man, how's old Matt doing out here, huh?" And that's when Anthony said, "Come in and close the door." So I came in and closed the door. He said, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "What?" He said, "Do you remember that thing with the wallet?" I said, yes, that's what I'm asking. What happened?" He said, "All right." I didn't say a word to Matt about that. He just saw me walk out there and get on the phone and call that guy. Then he saw me walk out the door, and then he saw me come back 15 minutes later with the man's wallet in my hand. Then he saw me call the guy, and then 30 minutes later he saw the guy show up. absolutely overjoyed, ecstatic, in disbelief that I had turned in his wallet, that we'd found it. He had $375 in there, and not a dollar was missing. He tried to give me $50. I said, no. Then he wanted to hug me. It was like I returned his lost child, this guy. He couldn't believe that nothing was missing and that he got his wallet back. He said he'd already written it off. Well, something about that experience changed Matt. It's like he wanted to take part in that. Seeing a customer who's actually overjoyed at the service. And he's changed. I didn't say a word to him about it, but now Matt will go to the end of the earth for a customer. It's like he's trying to outdo me. I wish I had 5 guys just like him. I'm telling you, Matt has turned over a new leaf. He is a customer service superstar. And folks, that's how it happens. And I just hope that there are 2 things from that we can glean. Number 1, a superior teacher doesn't tell you what to do. They demonstrate how it's to be done. And number 2 is that when a person is put into an atmosphere where customer service is at the forefront, where the customer is made to feel like gold and they're respected, then it lights a fire under that associate as well. And suddenly it's contagious. They want to take part. They want that reaction. Anthony was getting the hug. Matt could have gotten the hug. It was a big deal to him. Now, some companies are known for it. Who's known for it? Well, certainly Nordstrom. Who else? USAA. Get on the phone with them and you'll find out what customer service is. Who else? Anybody ever eaten at Chick-fil-A? How's that different than McDonald's? Oh, it's completely different. Oh, well, they must have a better hiring pool. No, they have the same hiring pool. They take the time to train their employees. That's what we do here. Who else? Discount Tire. Whoa. I go in there to get my tires rotated sometimes, bring my laptop, think I'm going to do some work. I just sit back and watch those guys take care of these customers. It's amazing. I would love to have someone working for me who trained at Discount Tire. They're tremendous. Augusta National, the home of the Masters Tournament since 1934. And number 1, an eagerness toward customer service. There's a big difference between, you have everything you need? That's Exhibit A. And Exhibit B. Ma'am, what can I get for you? I'm here to make your stay more enjoyable. They asked the same question, but one was eager. One makes the other person feel like they're in a place where they matter. And when a person feels like that, they tend to be more tolerant and accepting of the things that don't go perfectly well because they see the effort. That's the big thing, is people want to see the effort. And what's the second leg of customer service? It is a big picture view, taking in not the one of us, but the whole of us. You know, oh, that piece of trash doesn't look good there. I'll throw that away, even though I'm not the one who threw it there. This pile of stuff could be better organized. Oh, wait, I'll get back to that in a moment because that gentleman looks like he needs to know where the restroom is. A big picture view, meaning taking in the whole picture. Saying never, that's not my job, because of course it's my job. It's everybody's job. When people are asked, well, I understand that you're over the moon about your experience at Horseshoe Bay Resort. Well, what was it? Was it the golf? Well, the golf was great. They had 72 holes of the most beautiful golf in the United States, but that wasn't it. Well, what was it? Was it the restaurants? Oh, the restaurants were wonderful. Oh, just a whole array of cuisine. It was terrific. We had a different experience every night, and it was always great. But that's not it either. Oh, was it the marina? Oh, the marina was fun. We went out on jet skis. I can't tell you enough about that. But that wasn't it either. Well, what was it? I'll tell you what it was. It was that when we stepped on the grounds at Horseshoe Bay Resort, we were treated like the equal of kings. After all, they are gold. How can I say that? Because nothing happens in business until somebody buys something. Well, who's buying? It's the customer. And in the words of Bruce Nordstrom, you can never lose by taking too good a care of your customer. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for allowing me to speak to you today. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. If I can do anything for you, you let me know. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very nice. All right.